Okay, I know there's been a lot that's been going on, and a lot like you, I haven't had much time to process it really at all. Honestly, I just feel erratic. There's this cloud of energy that makes me feel like I'm in a hamster wheel. Sure, at least I'm getting exercise, but that exercise is pointlessly and endlessly running for my life. I only have one job, and that is to inform and educate you, but also to entertain and make you laugh. And every day, that latter half of my job keeps getting more and more difficult. Elon Musk just did a Sieg Heil at Trump's inauguration. Twice. How am I supposed to be funny after that? What joke do you want me to make? You know what I miss? Being able to have a fun and silly little intro in the beginning of all of my videos. No, I don't get that anymore. Instead, I have to be genuinely concerned about the future of this country. Now, any asshole who is defending this crap is probably saying, Elon just said, my heart goes out to you, and that was him trying to convey how his heart goes out to you and to me. To which my response is, do you know how many ways there are to do that? Do you want me to demonstrate some? My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. Infinite. There are infinite ways to do that. But Elon Musk just happened to choose the one that looked most similar to a Sieg Heil. How convenient. And if I'm being honest here, it would actually be worse if Elon did do this by mistake, because right-wingers supposedly see him as this genius tech bro physicist who's really good at video games. I don't care how smart people think you are. If you do this by accident twice, you're the most stupid person to ever walk the planet. Now, I will say, although the chances are slim, Elon is the only person in the world who could mistakenly make this gesture. It's just such a him-coded thing to do. Be criticized all his life for being a and platforming and then accidentally hail. That is such an unbelievably embarrassingly stupid thing that only Elon Musk could do it. Now, his grandparents were members of the party in Canada, so I wouldn't hold on to that thought too fondly. But this video isn't about Elon Musk, despite how I'm making it seem. It's about TikTok and Donald Trump. However, I think it's important that I get to complain. It's important to me. But also, although a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed and defeated, I do also think it's important that we try to overcome that and be optimistic regardless, because realistically, that's the one thing that can't be taken from us. Our happiness. So let's take a deep breath together, and I'll try my best to do my job and make you laugh, and you'll try your best to do your job and hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, you ready? Breathe in. And out. See, didn't that make you feel so much better already? So today we're talking about TikTok. There seems to be a misspelling on our teleprompter here that usually doesn't get past our radar. We are a professional working establishment. Someone's getting fired. Welcome back to the Saji Sharma channel. I'm Saji Sharma, and TikTok got banned for like half a day, which is really unfair, I think, because there were so many people that had already said their heartfelt goodbyes to an app that brought them so much joy and shortened so much of their attention span, just for the app to return not even a day later. I mean, that's just like embarrassing. That's like saying a well thought out and heartfelt goodbye to a close friend, just to end up walking in the same direction afterwards. Wow, that was a really sincere and genuine goodbye. You really put your all into that. I don't know if you could ever top that goodbye to anyone else, like ever again. Yeah, well, I really meant it. Well, goodbye. Okay, bye. Oh, you're also going in that direction? Yeah, I am. I'm going in that direction too. You're going that way too? Yeah, I'm going in that direction too. Oh, okay, awesome. Now, we all know by now that Trump reversed the TikTok ban, or is trying to, but why? He was literally the main advocate for banning it in the first place. And he had good reason, or a reason, I think. In 2020, when Trump was trying to fill a rally arena in Tulsa, Oklahoma, he received more than 300,000 RSVPs. And Trump bragged about it in Trump fashion by lying and saying they received more than 1 million RSVPs.
And we expect to have, it's like a record-setting crowd. We've never had an empty seat and we certainly won't in Oklahoma.
Just for them to not be able to fill a 19,000-seat arena. As it turns out, a bunch of K-pop fans on TikTok rallied together to falsely fill out the RSVPs. It was devastatingly funny. We don't see this sense of community on the left anymore. I mean, if we can't get together and agree that we shouldn't be killing innocent people in Gaza, then how are we going to be able to do fun pranks like this anymore? Anyway, Trump's ego was obviously stifled by this, and it's not factually sound, but I think it's one of the reasons he initially moved to ban TikTok in the first place. The other, more mainstream reason to make the move to ban TikTok, echoed by Trump and the rest of Congress, was that TikTok is Chinese spyware and is being used to collect all of our data. But I know what it really was. We all do. Congress was never worried about our data being stolen by China. They were just jealous that they didn't get to steal our data themselves. It was the fact that the US didn't have any control over TikTok. So not only could they not collect our data, but they couldn't even control what it was we were watching. They weren't worried about Chinese propaganda. They were upset that they couldn't push US propaganda. But don't take it from me. Here's a word from a couple of our government officials. Former Secretary of State Antony Blinken stated in regards to Gaza, "The way this is played out on social media has dominated the narrative," Blinken said of the war. You have a social media environment in which context, history, facts get lost, and the emotion, the impact of images dominates. Yeah. TikTok is really twisting the context and historical facts by showing real videos of Palestinian children dying. I think anyone's perspective would shift a little bit after seeing that. But I get it. You can't let people be susceptible to feeling things like sympathy for the enemy. Here's Senator Marco Rubio accusing the app of being a tool China uses to spread propaganda to Americans. Now it's being used to downplay Hamas terrorism. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're just trying to see how many buzzwords you can fit into a sentence, right, Mark? Can I call you Mark? I don't think TikTok was ever being used to downplay Hamas terrorism. In fact, I think it was properly playing the reality of what Israel's crimes looked like. And by the way, these videos aren't like the IDF's blatant propaganda, where they just have hot girls doing TikTok dances.
Lean with it, rock with it, snap with it, all my ladies.
These are videos of Palestinians using the app to cry out for help by trying to capture their last moments alive. That's not like any propaganda I've seen before. Anyway, Congress and Joe Biden got their way, and TikTok was banned for like a night. But during that night, and in preparation for that night, Americans were panicking, looking for a new alternative to TikTok, one that wasn't just the exact same thing but worse. Well, a lot of people found what many refer to as China's Instagram, an app called Rednote. Now, if government officials were skeptical about TikTok being Chinese propaganda, then they got a whole other thing coming with Rednote. Rednote is a Chinese app named after revolutionary Marxist leader Mao Zedong and his Little Red Book. Now, as far as I can tell, that seems to only have to do with the name of this app and nothing to do with the actual contents or purpose within it, which sucks. Imagine how funny it would have been if all of these people that were fleeing social media persecution due to government fear of communism just ended up on a Chinese communist app. But unfortunately, no. Rednote is described as China's answer to Instagram. The app has become especially popular for sharing tips on travel, makeup, and fashion. And that's a CNN quote, so if they had dirt, we know they'd throw it. But even though Rednote isn't communist or socialist-oriented, it still has a significantly higher chance in radicalizing the average American crossing over. Because although I said Rednote has nothing to do with politics, it has given Americans and Chinese citizens the opportunity to share perspectives about things like living conditions, prices for groceries, healthcare accessibility. And oh my God, are there some stark realizations occurring. But before we get into that, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Odoo. Now, if you are a regular on the channel, you may remember Odoo, the perfect website building tool for anyone business savvy that may lack the technical skills needed to go through the complicated process of making your own website. With Odoo, building a website only takes a few clicks and is completely free, even giving you a free custom domain for 1 whole year. With their user-friendly and intuitive interface, building a modern website has never been easier. By first choosing the type of website you're looking to make, creating and styling the website to your taste becomes as easy as drag and drop. We know your hands are full with the rest of your business checklist. Why take more time than you need with the website? Your first application with Odoo is free for life, on top of their included unlimited hosting and support. Don't break the bank or your back, and try Odoo's website builder for free today by clicking the link in the description. And thank you, Odoo, for sponsoring this video. Now, what's going on with Rednote? Well, a lot. For one, a lot of Americans are getting a glimpse into everyday life in China, and they're shocked.
It's us. It's us. I've been going through this app for the last, week? And I never thought America was the best. Like, at all. Definitely didn't have that impression. But I didn't realize how far behind we were.
All of us agree and are astounded at how cheap and affordable your groceries, housing, and cars are. I have been watching you guys' grocery haul videos, and it is blowing my mind. America could never.
Like, they are living the life over there, and we're over here floundering. Like, it's a complete difference. I mean, guys, we're like a third world country over here. It's not even a joke.
Now, obviously, I don't know the validity of these videos. I don't know what videos of everyday Chinese life these Americans are reacting to. I don't know if China's taking their data. You can't shoot the messenger. It's the law. All I do know is that these videos are what our government officials have nightmares about. Hearing the words, "our country is behind China," is their nightmare fuel. I mean, that's like finding out that your crush is in love with your arch nemesis. Except the difference here would be your crush broke their leg and your arch nemesis offered to take them to the hospital out of the kindness of their heart instead of you charging them $1,000 just for the drive over. Because, let's be real, it's not hard to believe these videos are legitimate. We're living through one of the most financially difficult times in the history of our country. Being in awe by the potential affordability and ease of access in another country that has demonized our entire lives is shocking. But you want to know what else is shocking? Not only the dim reality of life in a first world country like America to Americans, but also the dim reality of life in a first world country like America to Chinese people. Chinese citizens are floored by how fucking bad we have it here. Apparently, literally just talking with Americans is better anti-America propaganda than anything issued by their own government.
Hello fellows, in my last video comments, some of you share your medical bill and that the cost of ambulance shocked me, man.
I love how dumbfounded he sounds when reacting to the price of an ambulance, because it reminds me that it's not normal.
Look at this, $9,000 for an ambulance and the insulin. That's like 3 months of income for an average American.
That is like 3 months of income for the average American. You don't need to remind me of that one.
Let's look at this table I made by using the official data. You guys can take a screenshot for later review. This is why some Chinese followers commented yesterday it only costs around $50 in China for ambulance services.
This dude made a table just to flex his healthcare accessibility on us. And listen, if anyone calls this propaganda, you have to be insane. Because regardless of if the healthcare prices in China are accurate, the healthcare prices in America are. And all this video is this man's seemingly genuine reaction to those prices. And hey, if it takes a video of a Chinese man being surprised at how bad we have it here in America to radicalize you, then that's what it takes. But also, that's on you, you know? There are times where we don't even need propaganda, just a little nudge in the right direction. I mean, he's correct. Those politicians should have taken care of our people first. I'm sure it'll just make you feel a little bit stupid if he came to that evidently obvious conclusion before you. But sometimes it does take an outside perspective to shift your own. And while I don't think these videos are actively accomplishing any real radicalization, they do have the capacity to reality check us just a little bit. Take this post, for example, in which the user who made it has a dark epiphany about the state of America. I'm beginning to understand Americans. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we were still watching their excitement. So many people died, yet they were unwilling to accept the vaccine, reluctant to wear masks, hesitant to isolate and lock down, and did not trust hospitals and the government. Why would they rather wait to die at home than seek treatment at a hospital? The government is untrustworthy. Moreover, for ordinary people, the government can be harmful. Those who are unwilling to go to the hospital are not fools. They think that if they endure a little longer at home, they might survive. But if they go to the hospital, their lives may be ruined for the rest of their days. This world is so surreal. A cyberpunk-like society actually exists. A cyberpunk-like society actually exists. I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds awful. They sound genuinely floored that something like this is even possible, that people can even be treated this way. This is such a deeply empathetic and nuanced understanding of American society that I somehow feel worse about the state of America. And I already knew these things. I think it's because it's being said by someone that lives outside of the US that it's making me feel worse about our own conditions. Like, they aren't even saying, oh, we're better than you. It's just straight up, damn, that shit sucks. That's Really awful, actually. Are you guys okay? When another country has a better understanding of the structural flaws that make up a bureaucracy than its own citizens do, that's how you know things are fucked up. Other people just feel bad for us at this point. The increase in popularity of Rednote is bridging together perspectives between American citizens and Chinese citizens. It's just creating conversation and dialogue that we've never really had before because of historical beef between two nations. Now, while these communications with Chinese citizens are bringing about some productive interactions and new perspectives, they weren't long lasting, seeing that Trump was quick to move to reverse his previous decision to ban TikTok. And what's interesting is, I don't think this move was made from a place of intimidation or actually because of Rednote at all. Frankly, I don't think a lot of people even cared about Rednote or were even aware of a potential threat there, despite lawmakers' continuous outspoken concern towards TikTok's obvious propaganda. So why does Trump want to unban TikTok? Man, I really wish there was a way to get to the bottom of these hard-hitting journalism questions. If only I had access to secret recordings or interviews that the public just doesn't get to see.
And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election? And we went on TikTok, and Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote. We won the youth vote by 36 points. So I like TikTok. I like it.
Trump doesn't have any friends, and you can tell, right? You can tell by the way he talks at his rallies. He talks like he's ranting to a close friend. He speaks with such lax posture and in such an unfiltered manner that it only makes sense that Trump feels safe enough to vent his heart out when people are forced to listen. And this time, he lets us know his intentions behind the TikTok unban. He likes TikTok. Trump likes TikTok. He likes TikTok. Trump likes TikTok. Trump likes TikTok. I will get down the Trump impression even if it kills me. Trump makes it pretty clear that his move to extend TikTok's grace period is due to its help in securing the younger vote. And also because how else were Americans going to watch the inauguration as well as other events and conversations? I don't know. I watch all my TV on TikTok. But keeping TikTok alive could further increase his support among younger voters, which, we all kind of knew that. But to see him express that he wants the United States to own 50% of TikTok is terrifying, right? Like, that's scary.
There'd be a private sector owner as
Could
well.
be, yeah, it could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
That was a threat. He phrased that like it was a threat. Every rich person has called me about TikTok. What, every rich person? This past year, we saw the rise in support of Trump among young people, and specifically among young men, from 41% in 2020 to 56% just this past year. A large portion of that increase can be attributed to not only TikTok, but almost every other social media app that copied the short-form content algorithm. An algorithm that is built to work alongside right-wing rhetoric by taking advantage of your feelings and emotions, so it can keep you engaged and stimulated. I mean, dude, it doesn't matter how much I was intentionally trying to avoid right-wing content. Charlie Kirk's inhuman face just kept showing up on my feed. So Trump making the power play, and not only winning over more of the younger demographic by reinstating TikTok, but also winning over TikTok itself, who is now indebted to Trump and his demands, has placed an unfathomable amount of power into Trump's hands. The main outlier with TikTok was its immunity to the rules and regulations of the private sector within the US. This was the proclaimed danger of TikTok, that it was out of the control of the US government. But now, it is in the control of the US government. And the true intention behind TikTok's danger is revealed. TikTok has already started censoring specific phrases like Free Palestine, or fascism, or Donald Trump rigged election. They now have what they were jealous of China for having: the ability to access and tinker with a tool that gives over 170 million people their media. Mind you, this is exactly what they were so scared about. But now, Trump is acting like it was never a big deal, like he never saw TikTok as a threat.
And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that.
That's a crazy way to backpedal. Can we all admit that's a crazy way to backpedal? Fully just admit that you don't care about kids' information being stolen. Because he knows. He knows it's not China that's going to be taking the data. It's the US. It's him that's going to be doing that. So, it's not a big deal anymore. We can't make it a big deal. And I don't know why Rednote has sort of flown under the radar, but we can hypothesize that Rednote never really became a real US threat because purchasing a share of TikTok had been a planned endeavor. and TikTok far supersedes in terms of user count. But now we have to worry about the US just taking China's homework and slapping their name on it. And while it is scary to think about what Trump will do with the app, I'll be honest, we're a little late. TikTok has held the social media mantle for quite a while now. And while our government has been distracted with trying to figure out how to either banish or gain control over it, China's kind of moved on. They're taking over in the renewable energy department, the public transportation department, and now in the AI department, with the US stock market losing $1 trillion in a single day after the launch of Chinese AI platform DeepSeek. America thinks that she can just throw money at a problem and make it go away. And other countries are realizing just how deep of a development flaw that is. We're not just going to be able to stick our name on all of China's things and call it a day. The US has to actually create good things. And with its profit incentivized nature, there's an inability there. So we'll see how far things go, but as far as Trump's TikTok takeover, I just did the thing, I do think it's bad. But I also think it shows how distracted we are with comparing dick sizes instead of actually and genuinely helping our own people. So hey, if you want to help me out and you enjoyed, like and subscribe. And if you really enjoyed, check out my Patreon. There's more exclusive content coming there soon. Not like feet pics or anything like that, just more of me talking, more videos of me talking. So if you're interested in that for some reason, check it out. I'm Saji Sharma. Thank you for watching and take care of yourself. I don't want to have to look out for you, but hey, someone should.